Welcome back to another Sports First USA edition, ladies and gentlemen. I know it says, I just realized that it says NFL Plus Fantasy Football Talk. I don't know, but I thought it said something about UFC Talk. So yeah, I'm probably change that shit up real quick, ladies and gentlemen. But today, oh man, there was so much said during the week about UFC or just all around UFC. Like Hamzat Shimaev talking about how the easiest fight is for him is Alex Pereira. Kobe Covington just talking a whole bunch of shit about pretty much everybody, other than his bar Dana White. Talk shit about the commentators, the play-by-play people, pretty much everybody and their mama, and it was a little bit somewhat awkward when they pretty much in a way were trying to make Kobe call out what's his name Kobe call out oh no, Leon call out Kobe, and it just like Kobe was on the freaking screen, and it just kind of got awkward, to be honest. It was one of the weird ones for a call out, similar to when Islam called out Alexander Volkanovski. That situation, that was obviously much cooler because both fighters wanted to fight. Leon also came out saying that he doesn't want to fight Kobe Chaos Covington, which, I mean, it could still happen, but I'm not too sure about happening now because there's all sorts of fights out there. We also got the fight with Balal Mahmoud, Balal Mahmoud, Bilal Muhammad versus Shafkat Rahmanov. To be honest, I mean, they could have probably gave Usman to Shafkat, or gave Usman to Balal. One of those two instead of the Kobe. Kobe literally just came out of nowhere and was just trying to get whatever. But I don't know. It's a whole bunch of craziness going on right now. I don't know. I didn't think the majority of these champions also would be champions at this. I'm looking at the rankings right now. It's kind of crazy, with Alex Pereira, Jamal, Sweet Dream Hill, Islam. Islam wasn't such a shocker because most of us taking a sweet hit out of this Shiga that ain't so great, to be honest. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was really talking about the welterweight division, but I just got to the other ones. Talking about how Islam got I was about to say WWE Championship, or got himself the belt after beating Charles Zepunk, and but yeah, back to that welterweight division. Kobe came out of nowhere, pretty much like WWE. We got Kobe coming in, hitting somebody with the back of the head with a chair or something. Bilal Muhammad not too happy about it, doing a whole bunch of interviews. Kobe doing a whole bunch of interviews. Pretty much everybody doing yeah, this whole week was filled with pretty much everybody doing interviews. Everybody except anybody in like the top lower half, like 8, Jeff Neal, Sean Brady at 9. I haven't heard too much about Luca Vicente. Obviously, Jorge Straight Jesus Masvidal facing Gilbert Burns, which should be a good fight. But then again, if Gilbert Dorino decides to take it to the ground, I don't know how that's gonna go. Because we saw it during the Kobe fight. I mean, it was not so obviously. Jorge, he says he's been working on his wrestling. He always says he's working on his wrestling. Maybe it's gotten really good. Who knows? Maybe he comes out and just hits him with a knee, and just has another one of those moments, and then he can get another flying knee tatted on. I forget what shoulder it's on, the right or the left. Maybe he can get another shoulder tat. So yeah, he'll have matching tattoos. Eventually, he'll have like 5 or some and be like Thanos with flying knees tattoos, which would be something right there. Oh yeah, the Cory Sanhagen Marlon Chito Vera. That's gonna be one fucking fun, I'll tell you what. I mean, if it goes the way I think it's going to go, as in non-stop action, actually it's a 5 rounder. 5 rounders usually aren't non-stop action, unless it's Brian Ortega versus Alexander Volkanovski, or that Glover Teixeira fight. I don't know. I've never been too big on 5 round fights, to be honest, and I don't think I'll be, because I know they're the main events, but it's like 3 rounders is the way to go. I feel like this would be a really good fight if it was a 3 round fight, because they would, they'd show what they got and probably give us a good fight. One fight that, like, Justin Gaethje, Fiziev. Somebody, a friend of mine, tell me that one should have been, like, he was like, I wouldn't mind 2 more rounds of that fight. But I'm like, if there was a 5 rounder, would you really get all that, everything that you got in those 3 rounds? And I don't believe you would get everything you got if it was a 5 rounder. Obviously, they hold back a little bit, they pretty much add, like, strikers. If it's 2 strikers, they're probably going to add a little more wrestling, some jiu-jitsu, and all that other good stuff into the... Oh, one other fight, Gunnar Nelson, Brian Barberena. I thought that fight would be so much better than... it was a pretty cool armbar that he put Brian Barberena in before he landed all those freaking elbows and messed up his face. That's how he pretty much destroyed his face before he got there, but not destroyed, not as bad as Fiziev's face, but still, he got him pretty good and then got the armbar, obviously. But yeah, I said that would be probably one of the fights one of the better fights, and I was wrong about that, I guess. Matchups, man, matchups. It really matters. Hopefully, I'm not wrong about the Marlon Chito Vera versus Corey Sandhagen. Most of Sandhagen's fights have been pretty good, and actually, Marlon Chito's have been really good as well. Both fighters usually have really good fights. Decent amount of striking. Obviously, Marlon Chito took out Dominic, the commentator, Cruz, and Corey Sandhagen took out Sang Yadong, I believe it was. Let's see if I mixed it up with the other one. Let's see. Song Yadong. Yeah, it was Sang Yadong. That fight was a pretty good fight. But obviously it was Dr. Stoppage. Because Song's eyes were pretty fucked up. So yeah, they had to do the stoppage on that fight. Dr. Stoppage in that fight. But still, pretty good showing from old boy Corey Sandhagen. He did slow down during the very end of it. It was another main event. So there's a chance of that happening with Corey Sandhagen. If he slows down, then I really haven't seen Marlon Chito Vera slow down too much, to be honest, compared to what I've seen from Corey Sandhagen. But that's been in the majority of the fights, to be honest, with Corey. He starts off really good and then kind of slows down. Similar to TJ, I was going to say TJ Dillashaw fight, but I believe he actually won that fight. I don't know if most of y'all, because he was doing the majority of the work. But it all depends on the fucking judging as well. Like, if the judges see more of the groundwork as, what they want to see, or the striking, which striking is obviously supposed to be the most important thing. I think they say that before every single fucking event. That, striking is number one, and significant strike, and all this and all that. But then they go and do shit like that. Then you had the fight where he went for the championship against Peter Yan. And ever since, or after that fight, Peter Yan pretty much went downhill, and never came back. After the knee, the 30 for 30 series that needs to come out one day. The knee that changed everything for Peter the Russian Yan. Other fights in this card, it's not like a super stacked card, to be honest, but it's a pretty good one. Especially, you can't have that great of a fight night if you got UFC 287 on the corner, or in the corner with Alex Pereira as a Adesanya, Gilbert Burns, Jorge Masvidal, Rob Font, Adrian Yanez, just a total. I said this during the last live I did. Just pretty much stacked to the rim. I don't think I missed anything as in news wise. There was a whole bunch of other shit that was said, but I'm kind of drawing a blank on the specifics of what news wise happened. So Hamza pretty much called out everybody, and oh no, so Colby said that he never got an offer. I think he said he never got an offer from who was it? Let me look at the rankings real quick. He said Hamza turned the fight down, I believe, and then Hamza came out saying he actually turned the fight down. Then there was some other fighter. No, man, I can't really think of the specific fighter he was talking about. Man, it was one other fighter. I can't put my fingers on it wrong now, but wasn't George because he's obviously already fought Jorge straight Judas Masvidal. Actually, and then Islam Makhachev ended up calling out freaking champion Leon Rocky Edwards, and he didn't get turned down, but it doesn't seem like most people want to see that fight. I actually wouldn't mind seeing it, but then again, I feel like that's somewhat of an easy win for Leon Rocky, since he's kind of got the all around game. Even which fighter was it? Bilal Muhammad. He's the best all around fighter in MMA. It was either him or I'm drawing blanks all over the fucking field. But still, he said it. I believe it was him. He said he's the best all around fighter. And I somewhat see that, I guess, but I don't know. For me, it's almost Alexander Volkanovski, even though he did lose to Islam Makhachev. I saw that as somewhat of a win. It was a close fight, but it wasn't a robbery, so I'm like, whatever, you know. I did think that he was gonna win because of all the ground control and all, but even when he was on the ground, he was still getting some punches in. It looked like he was doing most of the damage, to be honest. Good amount of times when they were on the ground. Also, Raul Rosas Jr. He's going to be fighting Christian Rodriguez. To be honest, I've never heard of Christian Rodriguez, but everybody knows Raul Rosas Jr. 7-0, youngest UFC. I think he's the youngest active UFC fighter, and he's saying he's also one of those fighters saying he's going to be the youngest UFC champion ever. I believe there's somebody. Oh yeah, something Makhachev. He's actually also another fighter saying that, but he almost fucked up his whole knee just trying to. Pretty much not tapping out, and I don't know, man. That looked nasty. He said on Monday that he was gonna get scan done and everything. I never really heard about it again after that. That was on Ariel Helwani's MMA Hour, and yeah, after that I didn't really hear too much about it. I don't think I follow old boy Makhachev on Instagram or any of that. I haven't really followed anybody on Instagram or Twitter and all that gear stuff in a while, so most likely not. It's more of the fighters that were actually on the active roster around 2020. That's when I started following a lot of fighters and all that other stuff, but still. Well, I'm looking up just random news. Maybe some I missed. Jorge Masvidal was on Joe Rogan. I haven't watched that, so I wouldn't know what actually has been said on that